Right now, a silent, invisible piece of math is deciding what billions of people around the world see, fear, and believe every single day. Nobody elected this system, nobody voted for it, but it governs human attention on a global scale. It didn't start out as a global power structure. In 2009, Facebook was simply a victim of its own success. The average user had added so many friends and followed so many pages that the standard chronological feed was producing more posts than anyone could actually read. Facebook was drowning in content. They needed a filter. So a small engineering team in Palo Alto built a ranking system called EdgeRank. Its job was narrow: look at the massive pile of daily posts and decide what to show you and what to bury. Engineers optimized for one metric: engagement. Posts generating more likes, comments, and shares were pushed to the top. The logic was flawless. Engaging content keeps you on Facebook longer, allowing them to show more ads, directly increasing revenue. While the commercial logic was sound, it overlooked a specific, predictable property of human psychology. The engineers assumed that the content we interact with most is the content that makes us happy or keeps us accurately informed. By attempting to solve a basic user interface problem, too many posts on a screen, that small team created a system that would soon scale these psychological triggers to every connected person on Earth. This is a chart showing the psychological reality that broke the system. When we compare emotional responses, the data shows that humans do not interact most heavily with content that sparks curiosity or joy. The strongest, most reliable triggers for human engagement are anger, fear, and outrage. When an algorithm is designed purely to maximize engagement, it follows those emotional spikes. Mathematically, it systematically buries nuanced, accurate information while artificially amplifying extreme, outrage-inducing content simply because it guarantees a reaction. Through the 2010s, this error scaled up at a dizzying pace. As YouTube, Twitter, and eventually TikTok grew to billions of users, they adopted the exact same engagement-optimized architecture. Inside these companies, the people monitoring the data saw exactly what was happening. Researchers across multiple platforms documented how their systems were amplifying extreme politics and misinformation, and they drafted internal proposals to fix it. But executives systematically rejected or deprioritized those fixes. They faced a locally rational dilemma. Reducing outrage mathematically meant reducing overall engagement, which directly threatened their advertising revenue. We know this because of people like Frances Haugen. In 2021, the former Facebook product manager leaked internal documents, proving the company knew its algorithm was worsening issues like teenage body image on Instagram, but chose to prioritize engagement over user safety. These platforms were trapped by the very design that made them successful. They found it commercially impossible to turn off a machine they knew was actively causing societal harm. To see what that harm looks like in the physical world, we have to look at Myanmar in the 2010s. When the country opened up to the internet, Facebook was effectively the entire digital world for the local population. In that specific context, the most reliably outrage-generating material available was virulent anti-Rohingya hate speech, characterizing the Muslim minority as a violent threat. The algorithm didn't know the local politics. It simply detected the high engagement on these posts and blindly pushed this violent rhetoric to progressively larger and more extreme audiences. The results were catastrophic. A United Nations fact-finding mission concluded that this algorithmic amplification played a determining role in fueling the 2017 genocide, where thousands of Rohingya were murdered and hundreds of thousands were forced to flee. The tragedy in Myanmar revealed that at a massive scale, an optimization for clicks can trigger a cascade of physical violence. As of 2026, the global response to this architecture remains highly fragmented. The European Union has passed comprehensive transparency laws. The United States remains gridlocked over platform liability, and China has chosen direct state control of the algorithms. But none of these regulations solve the core engineering dilemma. We still cannot build algorithms that reliably distinguish between a highly engaging, vital news story and a highly engaging piece of harmful outrage bait. To the machine, they both just look like successful engagement. This fits a recurring historical pattern. Large-scale catastrophes are rarely the result of individual malice. They are the aggregate result of well-intentioned people making locally rational decisions within complex systems. The Catholic Church sold indulgences for entirely legitimate, rational financial reasons and ended up breaking Christianity. The Federal Reserve made perfectly logical interest rate decisions based on the data they had and accidentally helped trigger the Great Depression. Edward Bernays invented modern persuasion techniques to sell commercial products, inadvertently giving totalitarians the tools to manipulate mass public opinion. And the CIA built a secure, encrypted communication tool for legitimate intelligence purposes, unintentionally birthing the modern dark web. The engineers who built EdgeRank were focused on hitting their performance metrics and refining a product. They were unaware of the aggregate consequences their local technical decisions would have once they were scaled across the entire population. This engagement-optimized system was never a matter of public debate, but that rational engineering decision in 2009 has become the primary lens through which the world views itself.